And we're in again. Hello, I'm Jonathan Kydd, and you're watching or even listening to the Chelsea FanCast. Apologies that we haven't been able to respond to Mixer, but we haven't. So that's where it is. And it would be the Chelsea Chatter stats, but I haven't got them. So I'd say for more Chelsea Chatter stats and history, go to www.chelseachatter.com and follow him on @ChelseaChatter. So perhaps one of us should look at him, see if he's got any stats up on his website. Has he got any stats? To have a look? Have a quick look while I'm talking about this. And now it's the Chelsea news with Sophie's Choice, but she's not here either, so we're not doing that bit. So what we are doing, we've had a lovely tweet from 10th of March 1905, who's asking for 10 past Chelsea greats for a display against PSG at home. So what do we reckon? Who should we have? Who could we have playing for our team against PSG?
Well,
I think there's five or six. I think five or six that everyone would agree on. Surely, Zola, Osgood. There's
Hullet for me.
Well, no, the thing is, there's no current players. See.
Oh right, okay.
So I mean, I'd have Terry and Drogba and probably Cech as well.
Roy Bentley.
Yeah, well, that's a
Jimmy
name that's come up.
Greaves.
Yeah.
Easy.
George Hilston.
I'd certainly have Ruud Hullet on there.
Yeah,
He was my first sort of
Hasselbank?
hero. I loved Jimmy Hasselbank, but maybe not in that
Would you have
bracket.
Di Matteo?
Oh, certainly. Great
Yeah.
shout.
Yeah.
Great shout for everything he's done.
Yeah. As a player in
Yeah.
Champions
I mean,
League.
Zola would be my kind of first one on it.
Yeah.
For my age.
Ida.
Oh, maybe just in that bracket below.
Quite.
Makaleli is
Makaleli.
interesting. One. Charlie Cook, I think, would be a pretty unanimous one. I mean, he was always my man's favourite player.
Bobby Tambling.
Yes, he was wonderful. He was wonderful.
He's
As was Tambling, yeah. And I'm a great fan of Barry Bridges.
If my granddad was here, he'd say Tommy Lawton, but
Yes. Yes.
I don't think many other people.
Oh,
Barry Bridges
The
was
Cats.
just. I don't know what style of football they were playing. This is obviously under Tommy Docherty, but he always used to get the ball and would dribble the length of the halfway line round the goalkeeper and splash it in. The number of goals he scored like that. And I was trying to work out what they must have been doing for that to happen, so that he was always free. So somebody must have been chipping the ball over. But I was a child. It's completely gone from my memory. But all I remember is him doing these wonderful celebrations. Barry Bridges he used to run around the pitch and punch the air whilst leaping up.
I've seen that. I've seen the conversation on Twitter. I think Ashley Cole should be an absolute certainty for it, for everything that he did in his performances.
Yes, he's one of the
in
great
big
players,
games.
wasn't he? Yeah.
Peter Bonetti's got to be in there as keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see how many people pick Lampard.
He has to. This whole 12 months at City is ridiculous. He's 13 years. What he achieved, what he's done.
He's one of the great players,
He
Lampard.
cannot coat him off in any shape or form.
No, you
And
can't.
he'd not got 7 points for City, we wouldn't have this debate. That's all it boils down
But
to.
yeah, I mean, having said that, for the purposes of what it's for, you know, a display to motivate the team. Maybe it's
not for that point
maybe it's not appropriate that he's on it. Like it's probably not appropriate that his banner is up, and that's why it's not up.
Yeah.
So I mean,
As I
maybe
said in the
that's-
previous show, I was told that John Terry suggested it be.
And then you were swiftly told that was wrong.
I was told that was wrong. Yeah.
I was told that JT asked for it to come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a great stat.
Well, tell me.
Chatter. This is Chatter's. One
Yeah.
is Chatter's and one isn't.
Yeah.
Today, being the Villa game, was the first ever time that two former Blues have come on as a sub against Chelsea in the same game. That would have been Scott Sinclair and Joe Cole.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's a good
that's
stat.
good.
That's a great stat.
Great
Had a good
stat, I like
one.
that.
That's fantastic.
That's great.
Would that be stat of the week? That one.
That's
the only one. So
That's the only one. But already it's almost stat of the week, isn't it? Because
If you're proud of me, I'll read it out for him. But there was another one that he retweeted from somewhere else that says something along the lines of Kurt Zouma hasn't committed a foul in any of the 8 Premier League games or Champions League games he played this season.
But wasn't he suspended for 10 games
Yeah,
for
for
kicking
Senetien?
someone's head or something.
That's right.
He
He's
was
smashed
actually
someone's leg in.
Smashed someone's leg in.
He was suspended for the length of the time that the person was out injured for.
Yeah. So you look
Hence
How
it being
intriguing
10
they did
months.
that. Right.
So he was out for 10 months.
because JT probably look at his games versus booking records. For a defender, he's probably very, very low because he very rarely gets.
there's a very good piece by do you know the fellow on Twitter, Zonal Marking?
Yes.
He does kind of a lot of tactics-based stuff. He did a really good blog on ESPN, and and he said, you know, Terry's only had a couple of bookings in his last sort of 30-odd games, which is because the style of defender he used to pick up a lot more because he used to sort of fly into tackles, but now he kind of lets Cahill do all that, and he kind of steps up to be he's more about intercepting and reading the game and distributing the ball.
He just reads the game marvellously, doesn't he?
He's just incredible.
He's a once-in-a-lifetime defender.
Yeah, he's the best defender.
But we've said in the past, when everybody said, "Oh, he was man of the match," and I keep
been pinning some lovely
plumping
balls around as well.
Oh yeah.
We always knew he could, but some of his left peg just strolling 60 yards.
He's got one of a left foot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best defender I've seen in my lifetime in 30-odd years.
Oh,
so,
by a country mile.
And that including like Desai in that.
Yeah, I mean, certainly for Chelsea anyway.
Internationally, I mean, maybe say Terry Butcher, possibly, but
I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that John Terry's the best Premier League defender
ever.
Since Premier League started.
Probably the best in the last 30 years internationally as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm quite excited to see what Brian and what the guys who do the flags are going to come up with. I'm quite excited to see it.
Make sure in the ground nice and early.
Yeah.
See it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another flag, is there?
Well, that's what this is for.
There's a
display
this is for the PSG
Jonathan.
match.
This is all.
Where have I been?
I don't know, mate.
Your butler.
What have I been doing?
Your butler.
You just read it out.
I'm asleep most of the game. I'm asleep now. Look at me.
Let me read you what you read.
Yeah. Oh, I see
For a display.
It's for the display. For a display against G. I thought this was just for a game against PSG, thinking it up, not a display against. Oh, well, anyway, basically anybody at 10th of March 1905, tweet him your players from home, which is a good idea. It's an immensely good idea.
Can I just clarify? I don't want
debating.
Pat Nevin to start against PSG.
Yeah. Or Benetti goal.
Okay, good.
I think Jimmy Goose will struggle.
I think we should do some more. I would have Carvalho in there now as well, and I'd have Robin in as well. I love him.
Dennis Wise with his
I'd have
proper hair.
Yeah.
Dennis Wise
anyway,
has to be there with his proper haircut.
and Dennis Wise, I love that. Anyway, Ross is really having a go at me about going to the news. Actually, this is so unfair, Ross. Right, I've got it. Anyway, here we are. This is the news I've got. Is this the news I've got? What? Pardon? A video? Oh, we've got a video. I know what to do, thank you. They just said in the gallery, this is a comedy today, they said. Well, I would hope so. I hope there's an element of mirth in this. Thanks very much indeed. So, and here are some news items that I'm going to read to you now. The next SGM, what's SGM mean? Grand meeting?
AGM.
AGM.
Oh, special general meeting. Thanks very much. I know it's on the screen. Stop panicking. The next, they're so panicky, and I can't tell you how panicky. I don't know what Kydd puts up with this going on in here. The next SGM of the Chelsea Supporters Trust will be held on the 21st of February. Shall I do an impression of Sophie? After the Burnley match in the downtown. Sorry, that's terrible of me. That is really horrible and rude of me. But very true. Anyway, the next SGM of the Chelsea Supporters Trust will be held on the... I can't even speak myself now. The next SGM of the Chelsea Supporters Trust will be held on the 21st of February after the Burnley match in the downstairs bar of the Finborough Arms at 17:45. What a good pub that is. I used to live across the road from there. There'll be a special guest, PC Paul Wright, a.k.a. Goggles, of the Football Intelligence Unit. If you have any questions for him, they need to be emailed in advance by Sunday the 15th of February to membership@chelseasupporterstrust.com, labelled in the subject line as SGM. I sent in a question saying, why do stewards stop players from celebrating near their fans? And for some strange reason, there's always some immensely large bloke in a yellow bib who goes over and stops the players from going anywhere near the crowd. Where there's not going to be a riot, let them celebrate. I don't get that. It's almost as if they're saying, I know what I'm doing. I know it's
because they're going to congregate. They're going to get. He's worried about crushes and stuff. That's why.
Yeah, that never happens. The players aren't going to get crushed.
No, the supporters.
Keep them away.
No, I don't agree at all.
Supporters.
I'm sorry, I don't agree. Anyway, it's members only. This is at the SGM. So if you want to come along, then sign up to the trust for only £5, and you can do so at the website chelseasupporterstrust.com. Now, CFC UK. This month's issue is now out, will be available at the CFC UK stall opposite Fulham Broadway Tube at all home games, including the Everton game and away games. If you can't get it there, you can always get it digitally, difficult word to say, but I've said it okay, digitally, by subscribing online at cfcuk.net or via colonialdistribution.com in Canada and the USA. And there it is up on the screen. Now, Canners Down Under, our real mate and fantastic personality and sweet guy, Paul Cannerville. Here is Australia tour dates. King Canners. Paul Cannerville will be meeting Chelsea supporters at various events in Australia in March and April. He'll be in Adelaide on Saturday the 21st of March, Sydney Friday the 27th of March, Melbourne Saturday the 28th of March and Perth Saturday the 4th of April. For more information on these events, email adelaide@chelseaaustralia.com, Gareth Hemmings at hotmail.com, Melbourne at chelseaaustralia.com and Aussie Dawn at optusnet.com.au. Now make sure you send us some good stories and photos by emailing the show during the week at chelseafancast@gmail.com and we'll read them out. So I've got to the very end and I've got there too soon because somebody in the gallery said 3 minutes in a kind of desperate voice, as if somehow it wouldn't take me 3 minutes to 2 minutes now. God, help.
That was a quick minute.
That was a quick minute. Can I just say that once again, 10th of March 1905, asking for 10 past Chelsea greats for a display against PSG at home, which is a display of banners or a flag, I would presume. We don't know.
We don't know what it is.
We don't know what it's going to be,
precisely.
but that's it. And I misunderstood that completely. I'm sorry. I thought a display as if they were going to play football. Anyway, so because I'm a bit, tweet him your players at the 10th of March 1905 because that's a fantastic idea. Right, well, I think I've got to the end. I have to say how completely enjoyable this has been. I put, he said, Ross has just said, just say goodbye. Yes, for goodness sake, Ross. That's all we have time for this week. I've got it written down, mate, don't worry. That's all we have time for this week. We're back next Monday to discuss Chelsea versus Everton. What I love here is the predictive test has said text has put Chelsea versus everyone game. It's almost as if it is against the world. Yeah. Against the world, we still win. Next week we have the Saturday off as we're no longer involved in the FA Cup. That's right.
Yeah, I've told my girlfriend I've arranged so we don't play on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, fantastic idea. Well done. And don't forget to follow the show on Twitter at Chelsea Fancast. Make sure you check out the great blogs on our website where you can also find all the information on how to watch, listen, or download the show. And many thanks to my great guests this week. The unflappable Charlie Skillen.
Hello.
The scholarly Dan Silver.
That's him.
Sorry.
Good night.
Sorry. The brilliantly bearded Gaffer, who's got far too many clothes on for the studio. Not that cold, is it, Gaffer? And the Phoenix-like Andy Silverman. Means you rise out of the flame. Thanks for listening and watching. See you next time. Until then, only 14 games to go. Keep it blue, keep it carefree, keep it Chelsea. Chelsea!